Hey house guests, welcome to today's BB Can 7 updates and spoilers. I was going to say updates and house guests. Our house guest of the day is Thomas Milligan. Thomas, thank you so much for the support. We really appreciate it and could not do this without you, so thank you. And if you guys want to be house guests of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. Alright, so yesterday they had the power veto ceremony. Adam did not use the power veto, which means that Kira and Mackie are still up on the block. And at the end of yesterday's video, it seemed like Kira has the votes to stay, but we are still a few days away from eviction here, and we all know the Big Brother Canada house is based in Flip-Flop Floaterville. So who knows how many times this could change before the eviction on Thursday. So yesterday, Kira said that they, meaning just Kira, would not be campaigning yesterday because of all the flip-flopping and, you know, you want to leave time for things to settle and whatnot, but come on. You really think that Kira's going to be able to go a full day without campaigning? No. So at this point, none of them are sure if Corey has a vote this week, but Kira still makes their pitch anyway. So I'm pretty sure, side note here, that Corey is not eligible to vote. Because I think I saw a screen cap somebody posted from the Big Brother Canada website or something. They had the rules for Corey's first week in the house, and that included no voting. So anyway, I just think this is crazy that Kira is now pitching to Corey. Maybe you should have taken that final 2 deal a few days ago. I don't know. I mean, it probably would have made things a lot easier, right? So Kira was like, okay, I'm not as big of a threat as Mackie, and the people that want to keep him this week are only doing so because they have a personal connection with him, but like everybody else knows that he's a bigger threat, and that's why they want to vote him out. So Kira says, if I stay, I can guarantee you the people that are voting for me to stay are not going after you. I've heard the people that I'm close with mention your name in a positive way. Yes, because Adam, Sam, and Chelsea all want to use Corey as a number. Duh. So Corey's like, okay, I like that, but I also find it hard to believe. Because Kira is not naming names here. Kira's not revealing who they're close to. They're just saying the person or the people that I'm close to. So Corey can only assume who these people are. And again, this is Corey's first week in the house, so she's missed a lot. She doesn't know exactly who Kira is referring to here. But Kira is like, okay, Kaylin may be talking game with you, but she's just trying to reel you in. Which is exactly what other people are trying to do. But Kira says, I want you to know that, like, when you were coming in here, Kaylin and Mackie both stood up and said, let's get the new girl out. And I totally believe that. And Kira said, like, you can ask other people and they will vouch for that. And dang, just maybe like 20 minutes before this conversation, Kaylin was talking to Mark and saying, Corey's got to go next. If Corey makes it through the next week, she's going to make it all the way to the end. So, like, we have to get rid of her. So, yeah, Kaylin is definitely throwing Corey under the bus big time, so that is legit. So then Kira brings up, you told me that you wanted to work with me on day 2. I don't know if that's something that you would still be interested in doing, but... So Corey says, you know, it was just really stupid to jump right into it, you know, right away because this game changes so fast. Oh, looks like the shoe's on the other foot now. So Kira says, all right, well, just so you know, if you have my back, I have yours. And Corey says, good to know. Okay, so they did talk for a while after that, but it's the same stuff over and over again. So then Kira was campaigning the day away. Again, same arguments that we've heard over and over and over again. Adam and Sam were also campaigning in their favor. And I think they've really narrowed down who they're working on at this point. So they're trying to confirm votes from Damien and Eddie because both of them haven't really been solid yeses either way. Damien is really in the Dane camp and saying, I'll do what Dane wants, blah, blah, blah. But he's also a little bit out of the loop and I don't think he knew that Dane had flipped and wanted Kira to stay. So that was a little bit confusing. And Eddie is also like, I want to do what Dane wants, because they have that bond now that they both made it to the end of that HOH competition. But honestly, I think Eddie also really wants Mackie to stay. I think he feels a lot closer to Mackie and trusts him more. So he's saying that he wants to do what Dane wants, but that's because he thinks that Dane still wants for Mackie to stay. Okay, so anyway, the feeds went down for a little while yesterday afternoon. It seems like they had some sort of Wendy's task, and they did complete it. They're going to get a reward, and I think the reward was like a Wendy's dinner, which I'm pretty sure they had yesterday because the feeds went down again later for a little while. Okay, and this also lines up perfectly with Mackie's party, because yesterday Mackie was like, all right, we're all going to get dressed up. We're going to have like some sort of prom party thing, which is always a good time, right? So we'll come back to that. But first, Anthony and Mark had a game chat over a game of pool. And you remember how Anthony was saying that Mark should really flirt even more with Sam because they know that Adam is going to get jealous, and they're hoping that Adam will be like, F Sam, I don't need her here anymore. She doesn't like me. Well, Mark is like, you know what? It's not really working. I don't really want to flirt with Sam anymore. Because he's realizing it could really cause a rift between him and Adam. Duh, I could have told you that immediately. And they agree that's the last thing that they want to do right now. They really want to keep these pretty boys together. So Anthony's like, all right, it's okay. We can control Adam. We know he's emotional and passionate. And we just have to toot his horn a little bit and make him feel comfortable, and it's all going to be okay. We know how to work him. Anthony, I have to say, is quite confident in his people whatevering skills. He feels like he can do anything, which is great in a way, but also, like, I think he might be overestimating a little bit. A little bit. You know, confidence is great, but some of it may be a little bit misplaced. So, anyway, Mark is saying they have to protect Adam because he'll be able to take them really far. Let's be real. He's already won 2 competitions. He's a huge comp beast, and they don't want to get rid of him right now. They don't want to be on his bad side either. So they're like, we're going to stay loyal to the pretty boys. We're going to make history. Bleh. All right, so then Adam and Chelsea were strategizing for next week. They were walking the yard. But I also want to mention, just a few minutes before this, Kira was updating Chelsea on, like, whose votes they think they have and stuff like that. And Chelsea was just like, ugh, I don't want to talk about this. Ugh, it's so annoying. You're freaking annoying me right now. So she kind of snapped at Kira because she just doesn't want to hear about it anymore. And Kira was like, thanks for being so nice to me. So Chelsea did apologize a little bit later for snapping, but it was like, whoa. So anyway, Adam and Chelsea, they agree that they do not really consider Kiki and Esty part of their group anymore because they were supposed to be in this group of like 8 with the 4 pretty boys, Chelsea, Sam, Kiki, and Esty, but now they feel like those 2 girls are not really with them anymore. So Adam says that Kaylin got in their ear and then Mackie reeled them in, and he says if we're working as a team, we should be voting as a team. And I guess Kiki and Esty have made it known that they like really want Mackie to stay this week, but at the same time, I haven't seen Adam and co really campaigning that much to Kiki and Esty for Kira to stay. So it's like, I don't know. There's issues on both sides of that. But Adam says, you know what? We should just keep the girls out of the loop on the vote and put some targets on their backs. And Chelsea's like, yes. Adam says, if I win next week, I'm putting one of those 2 up. So Chelsea's like, yeah, I would love to see Kiki on the block with Kaylin. That's something they were discussing, what was it, yesterday? And Adam's like, no. I've realized that Kaylin needs to be backdoored. This is not, you know, the big brother that they're completely used to, because apparently this season, we haven't even seen this on the show yet. We'll see it tomorrow night. HOH can't play in the power veto anymore, which, I hate it. But he's like, okay, if I'm not going to play in the veto, I want to make sure that I have 2 strong competitors playing, you know, that are up on the block and playing, to make sure that this power veto is used. So he's like, I think I want to put up a strong competitor like Damien with Kiki. One of them wins, comes off the block, and then put up Kaylin and get rid of her. So then Chelsea's like, oh, yeah, okay. So then they start talking about this week's vote again, and Adam says that he thinks there's going to be 8 votes for Kira to stay. He figures that Kaylin is going to flip and go with the majority of the House, and he's hoping that Kiki and Esty will be the only 2 to vote for Kira to go. Don't you think they're going to find out eventually and flip their votes? Do you really think they're going to want to be the only 2? Because it's not a great look. I do know that Kiki was saying, even if she did know that, she would still vote for Mackie to stay. But there's, like, a huge difference between saying that a few days before the vote and actually doing it. So, like, I don't know if she'd actually follow through on that. So, anyway. Yeah, then Dane and Anthony, I keep wanting to call Dane Dame. Dane and Anthony were scheming up in the HOH room. And there's just more talk about how Sam is going to ruin Adam's game. Translation, she's going to ruin our thing. Because they want the pretty boys to stay intact. So they really want to come up with a way to blow up Sam's game, but not be really outwardly involved in the process, because they don't want to lose Adam's trust and they don't want to be on his bad side. So Anthony's like, all right, well, I think I can pull Chelsea away from Sam. Yeah, okay. Again, this is what I'm talking about. Overestimating. So then he's saying, if I can pull Chelsea away, Sam's going to be powerless. She's going to be all alone. I think if you did manage to pull Chelsea away, Sam would just cling to Adam even more. Right? So Anthony is then like, okay, well, who can we get to help us here? He says that Kaylin would be the perfect person to blow up Sam's game, which is crazy because Sam and Adam want to take out Kaylin next. So they are thinking they want to use their biggest target to mess them up. Isn't that crazy? But anyway, Anthony's saying, you know what? Mackie is going this week. Kaylin's probably going to be nervous that she's next. So let's tell her that we'll keep her safe if she helps us take out Sam. Oh my god. I just feel like there's a shitstorm waiting to happen. So later, Eddie was talking to Kiki and Esty about this week's vote. And these girls are so far out of the loop. They do not realize that the votes are not there right now to keep Mackie. They think that he's staying. And Eddie is like, all right, I'm going to clue these girls in. So he lets them know some of the votes that you're counting here may not be so solid. Because they're like, okay, we have the 3 of us. We have Anthony. We have Damien. Kaylin. So that's 6. So Eddie is like, no, you don't have all those. He doesn't want to name names, but someone from that list is not being honest about their vote. Because they told Eddie, I am not 100% doing this. So, which is what they told the girls. So he's talking about Anthony and Damien. But the girls assume that he's talking about Kaylin. Which is crazy. I didn't even realize that Kiki and Esty were like so out of touch even with Kaylin, because I thought they were kind of on the same side. But I realized just because their interests are aligning, they are not really talking to each other that much. And I don't think they even like each other that much. So anyway, Eddie's telling them, no, don't assume that. So again, he's not saying who it is, but he's telling them, you need to get moving here because it's not looking good. So Eddie is saying he really does want to keep Mackie, but he's not sure that the votes are there. And the girls agree, yeah, they want Mackie to stay because he would be a number for them. And they would be taking a number away from Adam and Sam. Okay, so then later, the house guests all dress up for their party. Woo! So this is not like a BB sanctioned party, but Big Brother did give them booze. And it was so much more than they hand out on the US seasons. It's insane if you compare the two. So I gotta say, there are some really great percussionists in this house. I think it was Damien who was giving them some freaking sick beats, and it really did sound like real music in there. It was crazy. So there was a lot of dancing. There was a lap dance for Eddie from Adam and Dane. And at one point, Adam was like about to pull his pants down, and Big Brother was like, block the feeds, cut the feeds. So yeah, they came back, and they were playing this questions game. One person was in the hot seat at a time. Everybody got the opportunity to ask that person a question. It was all fun and games. Kaylin was scolded when she tried to ask a game-related question. They were like, no game, blah. So, yeah, they were having a good time. The feeds were on for a lot of this party, which was really nice because usually on the Canadian seasons, they're just like, look, there's a party. You're not going to watch this. This is not for you. So, it was fun that we got to see it. But then the feeds did go off for a while because I think they started telling like raunchy stories and Big Brother was like, enough. Okay, so after the party, there was some drama. First of all, Adam and Sam were chatting in the blue bedroom about their relationship. So Sam is worried that she's getting way too wrapped up in Adam. You'd think a few days ago she was saying that she would just drop her game for Adam. It was ridiculous. But they admit that they both have real feelings for each other. And I have to mention too, this conversation kept getting interrupted like every 2 minutes because people were coming in and they're just like, ah! So obviously they can't have this conversation with other people around. So anyway, they were saying, oh, it's only going to get harder to balance game and our hearts. So Sam was kind of sounding like she wanted to maybe take a step back because she's worried that Adam is going to hurt her, and Adam was like, no, I want things to keep progressing the way they are. But she wants to make sure that she's not just playing her game for him. Seriously? I think after what you said the other day, you definitely are. So then she's like, I'm worried about looking like an idiot on national TV. She feels like she wants to be with him for the rest of her life. Oh my god, you just met like 10 days ago. Calm down. But he didn't say, yeah, I want the same, but like he was starting to say things like that, but she kept cutting him off. So, on the other hand, Sam is a keen observer of body language, and she is like, you know what, I've seen the way you look at someone else, Chelsea. And she's worried that Adam would rather be with Chelsea than her if Chelsea did not have a boyfriend. And I have to say, I could totally see that because have you guys noticed the way his face just like lights up when he's talking to Chelsea? I'm not saying that he doesn't like Sam, but I think, you know, it's situational, and this is what Sam was saying, and if circumstances were different, I could totally see him going for Chelsea first. And she's like, I get it, it's fine, like, I understand, I just don't want to get, like, too involved if that's the case. And Adam kept saying, like, no, Chelsea's a good-looking girl, but I want to be with you, blah, blah, blah. So Adam's saying, I'm not going to hurt you, I want things to keep moving forward. Okay, I don't give a shit. So moving on, I'm sorry, I'm here for the game. So anyway, Kaylin joins them, and there was a big, heated game chat. So Kaylin, it starts off all casual. She's like, oh, we should talk again when we're all sober, right? Oh my god. But everyone thinks that we're on opposite sides. Why are we not working together? Like, why are things weird? Why is the plan changed? And Adam's like, well, I've heard from numerous people that it seems like me and Sam are targets of yours. So Kaylin is like, what? Kira twisted my words. It's so crazy because Kira's saying that Kaylin twisted their words, and Kaylin is saying that Kira twisted her words. It was like, well, there's a lot of twisting going on. So Kaylin is like, well, I heard that you guys were gunning for me. So Sam is like, oh, we never said that. That's absolutely not true, which is also a lie. But Kaylin is claiming that Corey, the new girl, is the one who told her that Adam and Sam are coming after her. Damn! Okay, I am pretty sure that Kaylin just straight up made that up and threw Corey under the bus. I don't remember Corey ever telling Kaylin that. Corey did confide in Kaylin that Adam and Sam had approached her and were saying that they wanted to work with her, and she was like, what do I do? Do you think this is legit? But I don't recall Corey being like, those two are coming after you. Because I remember Kaylin being way in the dark. So, she totally threw her under the bus there. But Adam and Sam are saying, no, we never said that to Corey. No way. Which I'm not sure if that's true or not, because I feel like Adam was definitely warning Corey about Kaylin, but I don't know if he said, I want her out. I'm not sure on that. Anyway, if you guys know, leave it in the comments. So then, throughout this conversation, it was just like this. It was going around and around and around, same stuff over and over again, and I will say this conversation was dominated by Kaylin. She was trying to put a lot of blame on Chelsea, a lot of blame on Kira, and of course on Corey. And she just keeps saying that she wasn't gunning for them until she heard that they were gunning for her. That's a lie. Adam says, same. That's a lie. They were definitely both going after each other before they knew the other person was. So, in conclusion, Adam and Sam are now pissed at Corey. They want her out next week, and they still want Mackie out this week. So it's pretty crazy. We'll see what happens here. They have not confronted Corey yet from what I've seen today. I don't know if they're going to. I know Adam was saying last night that he wanted to, but I don't know if he's going to follow through on that. So we've got 2 days left until the eviction here. And I got to say, it's looking like it could possibly flip again. I don't know. Because now, with this whole heated discussion that happened with Kaylin, Adam, and Sam, Dane was present for part of that. And it just made him want Sam out even more. So now he's thinking, ooh, is it really the best move for me to be getting rid of Mackie this week instead of Kira? Because if you think about it, Kira is super tight with Adam, Sam, and Chelsea. So they are not going to want to take Sam out. And if Dane really wants to get rid of Sam, it's in his best interest to keep Mackie. Because Mackie's just like, yeah, I'll do whatever. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. You gotta remember, like, yeah, Dane doesn't have a vote unless it's a tie, but a lot of people have said this week that they're gonna do what Dane wants to do. So, I don't know if they're gonna change their minds again if he flips. We'll see. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. And until tomorrow, much love.